The I Am Movement presents When Wisdom Speaks, featuring none other than Miss Ashlee K of the Ashlee Agency, where we're talking about being enslaved, overcoming, and finding freedom. Let's get right into it. What is being enslaved?
A good question. When I think of enslaved, I think of being limited. I think of like a major mental roadblock, hindrance. I guess all things associated with growth being stunted. That mindset of enslavement is creates so much stagnation in everything that you do. I say that because how can you ever be your full, your best, reach your, tap into, your greatest potential if you operate from a limited frame of thought? You will never get to fully experience or exercise all that you could be, because that's not, for whatever reason, how you see yourself.
So what can you be enslaved to?
In a general sense, you can be enslaved to so many things, be it people, a type of lifestyle, something tragic that happened to you, in past times. So it's so many different things that will add layers to being enslaved. And because a person may feel like they look or they blend in with certain crowds and in certain environments, you are not even aware that you're not free because you're looking at the outside saying, oh, well, I look like this, I feel like this, I dress like this, so I must be okay. And in reality, you're not, because you're basing the whole idea of who you are on what you see around you. So it's like it requires a moment of pause to identify, well, without all these things, who am I? Like, the question begins there, and when you start to unravel that, you will start to identify with who you really are, and you will answer the question: have I been enslaved to these things, to this person, to whatever has happened to me? And as you do that, you create the opportunity to choose freedom, to choose to live free, to choose to make decisions that activate life in you, and you birth purpose and idea.
So let's get into freedom. Define being free.
Being free has fearlessness attached to it. It has trusting yourself attached to it. It has understanding that mistakes are going to happen and accepting that. That is a part of your existence. And you make choices that complement who you are and who you're trying to be. Because anything that's counter that, you are choosing against life. Therefore, you are choosing death, because you are killing the purpose of your existence. And I think being free, you take the time to understand, like, okay, I'm going to always be growing. Therefore, I'm going to always be learning. Therefore, there's opportunities for mistakes to happen. And if that takes place, I'm okay. I am not my mistake. That is something that has happened to me, and I've learned from that. So then what you now become is a teacher. You now become wise. You now become experienced. You now have something to offer where before you didn't know. So you were learning, and on the other side of learning is growth, and on the other side of growth is more life, and on the other side of all of that is purpose, because you're building yourself. You are now free to say, oh man, I can do that. Why? Because you actually did it. And so it now propels more to come out of you. And if you take on that mindset, being enslaved can exist in your world, because you take off the limitations.
If you had to sum it all up, what are your final thoughts on being free?
I can say from where I am in these 30 plus years that I am learning and I am understanding what being free is, and I am embracing all that it has to offer me. So, yeah, I am free, and it feels good. It feels really good.
A special thanks to Miss Ashlee K for contributing to When Wisdom Speaks. You can follow her on Instagram at The Ashlee Agency. Again, that is at The Ashlee Agency. Ashlee spelled ASHLEE. Again, thanks so much for your words of wisdom. Be sure to check us out next week on Friday at noon, where we'll have a new featured guest. The I Am Movement is on the move. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and on Facebook for the latest posts, videos, and updates. On Instagram at the_I_am_movement_SNW. On Facebook at the I Am Movement SNW. Be sure to follow, subscribe, like, and even hit the love button. Comment. Start the conversation.